What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Jaylon? Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having me. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. I mean, I would ask how you're doing, but I mean, with something like that in your arms, how bad could it be, right?
Right. You're always full, man. So,
So, oh, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's been about 6 months since your last fight. It was a close one, but you got your hand raised. It's all that matters. What were some of your takeaways from that fight?
I don't like fighting timid people. I like fighting people who want to fight.
Mhm.
But also putting in the work. We've been grinding a lot. We've been grinding a lot since May. The strength and conditioning, pads, practice, everything. So we've been putting in the work. And one thing, my biggest takeaway is at this level, talent doesn't work. Everyone knows I'm a talented fighter, but talent doesn't work at this level if you're not putting the hard work behind it. So we put in the hard work, and next Friday we're gonna shine under those bright lights, under those Bellator lights, and Bellator will see why they signed me straight from the Emmys straight to the pros.
And so when you were standing there waiting for the decision, were you 100% sure that that was going your way?
No, you could see even on the video. I fall down to my knees and I thank God because
Mhm.
because even though I felt like I was a busier guy, even though I felt like I was doing more things, he still was able to take me down and hold me. So even though I was like able to get punches up from bottom and stuff like that, but still that even though I'm glad that's what swayed the fight, because anyone can take someone down and hold them, but that's not a fight. A fight happens when you're throwing punches and you're hurting someone. And so I'm glad that they saw that. And you know, and like you even see with a lot of judges aren't going for that nowadays. If you just take someone down, it's not enough to just hold them anymore. You got to take them down and you got to hurt them. And if you're not trying to hurt them and they're hurting you, even from bottom, you can still lose a fight. So I'm glad that's the way fighting's veering towards.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest example of that, I don't know if you saw it, but the Logan Storley versus MVP fight, I feel like that was like where it was really defined.
Yeah.
Even
Or
though they
even,
didn't give it to MVP, but I'm saying like the argument was everyone was like, hey, like, it should have gone MVP's way.
yeah, or even my teammate, Joey Davis,
Mhm.
he that was a prime example. He took the guy down a lot, but he just held him. He didn't do anything with it, and unfortunately, he ended up losing that fight. And so the next time he goes out there, he takes him down. He's gonna punish him. He's gonna know. Okay, I gotta punish this guy. So
And so now, next up, you got Enrique Barzola. You were just saying, I really want to fight somebody who's going to come after it and be ready to fight. Well, this seems like your wish came true because that's exactly what type of fighter he is. What did you think when you got offered that fight?
good. It's like my own. I was telling the other guys, it's my own mini Grand Prix. Even though I don't get $1 million, it it's still a nice Grand Prix, and it's good testament for my skills. It's good step up in competition, and it's amazing. And I'm glad Bellator's taking my career the way it is, and I'm just keep going. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep working out, keep working hard. Now I got my family, and that's what I'm fighting for now. I'm not fighting for myself because maybe I was getting bored, or maybe I wasn't as interested. Maybe I was thinking about this, thinking about that, and thinking about if I'm going to go out next week or go hang with the boys. But now, I give a shit. Now I'm just go to the gym, come home to my babies, and go back to the gym. That's it.
And see, when you use that word, bored, do you think any part of that comes from the fact of just like winning so much and it just kind of gets like somewhat repetitive, or where do you think that sense of feeling came from?
Yeah, I think like even when you're doing stuff, when you repeat a word so many times, it starts to not make sense to you. You start repeating the same word so many times, you're like, what? Like your brain just starts to veer off and think about other things because that's just the way we're programmed. We're not. If we were programmed in a straight line, we would have a perfect world, but we're not, right? And we veer off the path. We do this, we do that, and so being bored is a prime example. It's like you win so much and you're just like, okay, another one. And even, you know what, even, and I didn't reveal this before, but even I was telling my coaches that my last fight, I was even thinking, well, is this going to be the guy to beat me? Like I started thinking that negative. I was, is this going to be the guy? Is he going to be the one? But then I realized, I prayed and I realized I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm that guy. And eventually everyone's going to have to beat me. That they're going to have to beat me. They're not going to be the one to beat me. They're going to have to beat me, if that makes sense.
And so when it comes to Barzola, what makes him so dangerous as a fighter?
Me personally, I mean, all of us are dangerous at this level.
Mm-hmm.
All of us. It's a mentality thing. We all have, everyone's technical. Everyone has skills. Everyone's strong. Everyone punches hard. Everyone's durable. Nothing makes him dangerous besides the fact that he's a pressure fighter. That he's a pressure fighter, and I don't think I've dealt with a pressure fighter yet, but I'm excited to see how I deal with it because I have some things in store for his pressure, and I'm excited to capitalize and show what we've been working on. So some of the things we've been working on, because I'm not going to reveal everything. I'm gonna keep this fight as basic as possible and beat him with the basics, the fundamentals, as they call it.
You got to save a couple of tricks up your sleeve for that world title fight in the future.
All day,
And so when it comes to Barzola, what makes him beatable outside of the fact that you have the skills to beat anyone in the division?
His wrestling. I don't think he has great wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's great at scrambling. I think he gets tired. I think he has a great way of masking his tiredness. That's not bitch. I think he has a great way of masking his tiredness, but I don't think he has great wrestling at all. I think he gets tired and he gets winded. And being winded with someone like me, who I might look winded, but I got conditioning and cardio for days. The thing, and I think that's also part of my tactic. I might look like I'm breathing hard, I'm tired, but I'm not tired. We've been preparing to go 5 rounds since May. So when it's time to fight for that championship title fight, we're gonna be ready to fight for 5 rounds, 5 minutes, and go all day, and keep that same pressure from the first round to the last round. Here, baby. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited.
So when it comes to a title shot, is that really something that you look ahead for? Or you just go one opponent at a time? Like in your mind, you're like, I win this, 1 or 2 more, I get it, or do you not really look that far ahead?
Nah, we ain't thinking that far ahead. We know we are gonna be champion. That's damn sure, without a shadow of a doubt. We're gonna defend our belt. Maybe I really, once I'm world champion, I'm looking at defending it 3-4 times, and then moving up to 45.
Mm-hmm.
And because I can put on, the thing is, my goal at 45 is going to be different because a lot of people want to put on size when they move up. That's not going to be my goal. I don't want to put on size. I just want to put on a lot more strength, but I want to be around the same size. I want to have the same size, but I just want to be a lot stronger. Because I don't think it's about necessarily being the biggest guy. Because I don't think MMA is not about being the biggest guy. It's about having more technical skills and being the more mobile. The more you can move. When Conor came into the division at 45, what did he say? All these guys are stuck in the mud. And he showed that because they weren't mobile. They were stuck. They were heavy. And when you get someone who's balanced and mobile and able to move, you're going to have problems. And then who can also move on the ground, and not get tired. Even when you look at like guys like, because I'm a big boxing fan. I'm a huge boxing fan. But like when you look at Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence this weekend, Errol Spence is a bigger guy, his power, this. And Terrence kept saying it. I've always loved fighting bigger guys because no one expects me to be, I might be the smaller guy, but I got bigger heart. And the way he made fucking Errol Spence look like an amateur. He made Errol Spence, one of the best boxers in the world, 29-0 or 28-0, look like an amateur. And it's because of his movement, his speed, his accuracy, in and out, going in and out, timing. It was beautiful performance. So I think that's my big thing. So become world champion eventually. No time frame, because God, I talked to God, and God said, I know your book. You're in my book of life, and I know your book. Don't try to make predictions for your life. Just do as I tell you, and that's what I'm doing. So, but being a world champion is for sure. I know that.
And so although we're not at that stage yet, you know, a lot of them were just on display with the Grand Prix. What were your thoughts watching that and just how it played out in general?
I expected Patchy Mix to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I born in Vegas. That's my hometown. Even though I was born in Corona, I lived in Vegas most of my life. And I knew he was going to win it because I know how we train in Vegas. It's hot. The gym, they want their gyms hot. They train all day. They have classes. Most gyms in Vegas have classes from 7 in the morning to 9 at night. You know what I mean? And there's something every hour on the hour. So when you're training like that, how are these other places who aren't training like that gonna beat you? You know what I mean? There's more to do, because whether they're doing boxing, whether they're doing kickboxing, whether you're doing jiu-jitsu, whether you're doing gi jiu-jitsu, whether you're doing wrestling, but there's something different every hour on the hour, and it's geared specifically towards that. And then when you add all that, you add those different classes, then you add, okay, now there's an MMA class where we're going to put it all together. So I know how they train in Vegas, and I know that I knew he was going to beat Stotts. Didn't expect him to knock him out. That was amazing, but I knew he was going to win. And I even bet my coach on it, and so I won that bet.
And so last question I have for you now, you know, getting ready for that 8th professional fight, other than the baby in your hands, what is the biggest difference within you since, you know, making your professional debut?
Mindset. I came in this game, I was smoking weed, I was drinking, just being reckless and being young. And I don't even want to use young as an excuse, but being immature in the professional world of MMA, right? Being a professional athlete, being immature. You know, I've only been pro 3 years now, and I feel like I've grown a lot in these last 3 years from where I first was, or 4 years. Let me see. I'm 26. I came in the game at 23. Yeah, so 3 years. I've learned a lot, and I've changed a lot, and my discipline is up the roof now. My mindset is a lot better, because I understand what it takes to be at the top. And it takes a lot. It's not easy being. It's easier getting to the top than staying at the top. You know, and I'm sure you've heard that, where it's easier to get the belt than keep the belt. And so that's what I'm understanding. And my whole goal in this game is to get the belt, keep the belt for some time, and then go get another belt at 45, and then keep that belt, and then let the old belt go, or maybe defend it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the money's at. But yeah, that's the biggest difference.
And that's all I have for you today, man. I really appreciate your time, and I hope for all the best in your upcoming fight and moving forward in your career.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me, Jake. Have a good one, bro. God bless.
You too. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.